To make a politically correct Hoodtrap beat, you must first begin in the west of the Kalahari Desert. At dawn, collect exactly 3 grains of sand, the ones that whistle when the wind hits them. Ground them into a fine powder. This becomes your hi-hat. Next, locate 𝕊𝕊𝔹𝕆's closest companion, 𝕃, the hi-hat oracle who lives behind a chevron in East Atlanta. He will hand you a burnt Sprite cap. Do not question it. This is the source of your bounce. After this, print out a single MIDI file, crawl into an abandoned strip club in Memphis, and burn it as incense. If the spirits are happy with your sacrifice, you should hear the perfect BPM whispered into your left ear. It should be something like 162.591. Or you could just follow this tutorial where I break down everything you need to know from building vintage vocal melodies from scratch to adding drums with insane energy. So to make this simple, all instruments used in this tutorial came directly from the Native Instruments 360 subscription. So there's no need for you to go spend thousands on random VSTs. First off, we have the 𝕊𝕇 piano. To this very day in 2025, one of the best piano banks you could ever get your hands on. Start out with a minor chord, delete the middle one, copy this over, turn the velocities down, and then go down, copy and paste it all over again, and then go down like that. So it's literally just a half step down the entire way. Next, since we're going for a vintage sample vibe, you're going to want to pull out Electric Mint. So they have all kinds of presets in here that sound amazing. Some of my favorites are the Haven and then the Disco. You're going to want to make these plucked chords. All these are minor chords that hit on the clap, or in other words, the third beat. To make a minor chord like this, put a D on top, same note as the root note, copy this over, move this down, and then move this down, because we want it to follow the chord progression, right? And move that down. See where we're going with this? Next one you're going to want to pull out is Icon Bass. They have all kinds of really good presets in here. Preset I use is Lowtown, and this is also very important. When you're using session banks from Contact, make sure to click the melody button. Go to playback and make sure this says melody. This will allow you to play it as an actual instrument. This is sounding awesome, dude, already right out the gate. That's what you want with a melody, man. Now, these vocal samples, I'm gonna show you where I got them from, but first off, let me play them. This is a really cool artist.
Celebrate this night with me. There's a fire inside of me. I wanna burn for you tonight. I wanna burn.
So the song I sampled is A Fire Inside of Me by Lucas Decker. So if you think this video is worthy of a push from the algorithm gods, it's literally in your hands to decide by either leaving a like, subscribing, or watching till the end. Appreciate the support. So yeah, let's move on. As for effects, I use Room. Room is a creative reverb plugin. Obviously, you've seen this on my channel already. I've been using it since 2023 or 2022. Turn the low cut up all the way. Add a little bit of wet. I just wanted to kind of carry that out and make it very, very wavy and spacey. Right after, I follow that up with vintage organs, because like I said, I'm going for a kind of a soulful, high energy, but also dark kind of sound. This is also in 360. They're all in 360. I use a basic Gospel 3 preset. But you will find every single organ preset that you'll ever need inside of this thing. The same chord technique that we use, like I said, just make a minor and then move the root note down. I just applied that. Except right here, you see there's a little roll. So all this is pasting that chord down and then rolling it up. Where these types of samples shine is not complexity in the MIDI, it's instruments. You're going to want to go with a lot of instruments over complex MIDI. Does that make sense in a way? Next, we have the guitar. The guitar is a little bit more complex. I'll show you how I did that. One, you're going to want the perfect sound choice. So I use the Haven melody preset, and then from there, you're going to want to go into amps and effects, replace this one with AC box. Go to tremolo. I turned up the speed and depth. So this is before. That's what daddy wanted. Next here, automation, make it sound more real, like it wasn't just some clanker playing it. Go to channel pitch. If you look up here in the top left-hand corner, you'll see cents. 100 cents equals 1 semitone, which is 1 note. If I want to start on G sharp and I want to go up to A, measured out 200 cents, and then I did slide. So what it does is it slides up to A sharp and it slides back down to G sharp. And this only slides down 1 semitone. So it actually goes off key for a little bit and then lands back on G sharp.
Celebrate this night with me. There's a fire inside of me.
As it goes into the second part, I add another one, just 1 single note as an F sharp.
For you tonight. I wanna burn for you tonight.
From here, one of the best ways to get a wow factor, an electric guitar stab, electric guitar hit, whatever you want to call it.
Celebrate this night with me.
This is electric mint as well. See, I told you, bro, this thing's a jack of all trades. It's got everything in here. So I use the evaporation preset melody, go to channel pitch, and I went up 200 cents again. So start on the G sharp or like a tonal note, slide up 2 notes.
Celebrate this night with me.
It needs drums. A lot of people avoid putting acoustic drums in their samples, and I was one of those people. Since we're going for an actual like live vintage feel, acoustic drums is the perfect way to do that. So when you get their subscription, you actually get a bunch of leap banks, which are a bunch of phrase banks. So it has all these really cool drum breaks. And I saw that, I was like, yes, that's it. So this is like the map of the piano, and buttons like these are like halftime. I have it held down right here, which makes this halftime. And then it switches up here. Just repeat that over.
Celebrate this night with me. There's a fire inside of me. I wanna burn for you tonight.
So we pretty much have ourselves a finished sample. Things that I like to do after this, you guys see me do this in every single video, but it's adding texture. These are 2 cinematic banks. One of them is 𝕊𝕊𝔼𝕆. Out of all the contact banks I own, this one is the best. You can use this thing for all kinds of stuff. It's kind of a multi-instrument, so each one of these represents 1 instrument, right? This one is the curse film. It combines the double bass with the violin. And this actually follows the guitar.
Celebrate this night with me.
A little bit in the background. That's all it takes to add that air. To add a little bit more texture, I added 𝐾𝑠𝑡ℎ. 𝐾𝑠𝑡ℎ is a very similar type of bank, kind of a multi-instrumentalist presets. So I use the Dulce Spring preset.
Celebrate this night with me.
One more instrument right here.
There's a fire inside of me. I wanna burn for you tonight. I wanna burn for you tonight.
1 note. With the velocity turned down right there. Valves Pro is my new go-to horns library. It has a lot of really ambient horns. And for effects, I use Guitar Rig 7. You guys are very familiar with Guitar Rig 7. I've been using it forever on this channel, ever since Guitar Rig 5. Yeah, I use the vocal glue preset, and then I EQ'd a lot of the low end out, and then stopped the room on. Here's before, after. That concludes our sample. So we're gonna bounce this out, throw drums on it. As always, if you made this far in the video and you found some value or even got a laugh in the beginning, I'm gonna give you a secret word that only you know because you watched this far in the video. And that word is this. So yeah, let's get right back into it. Speed this thing up to 165. 160, 180 is honestly the best for Hoodtrap in my opinion. Remember, it starts in the Kalahari Desert. 90% of the drum sounds that I got are from the Music Constructed kit and 𝕊𝕊𝔼𝕆's The Work drum kit. I'll ask him if I can leave this 808 in the description, but it's kind of a custom one I made. All I did was use a fixed 808. I moved SMP start up before, after, because you don't want any kicks built into your 808 when you make Hoodtrap 808s. Turn the out down and then go in here and turn up the attack just a tiny bit more and then turn that thing all the way up. And then after that, we have a snare pattern. Make sure the snare hits on the first 3 808s, but towards the end, kind of offset it. So like put this one over here, little bounce changes, but nothing too tight. Make sure your snare has a lot of high end in it, not too much low end. Combine that snare with another snare. You want to do a snare counter pattern, and this one you're going to want to add rolls to. Very self-explanatory. Then an open hat ride, similar to what you'd find in like a rock track. And then a hi-hat accent. Make sure not to add too many hi-hats. It just doesn't quite sound authentic to the subgenre. The same type of crash we did in the last video. Stack 2 crashes. And just move the velocities down with a plug crash. And then an open hat. A Smith effect. Next, I layered the 808 with a trail perk from Rio's kit. I did this in the last video too. It's nice to add some air to the 808. And then finally, you know we gotta have it, man, the hash perk. With a little noise fall. Absolutely crazy stuff. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know down in the comments what you want next, and make sure to check out Native Instruments 360. So glad they made that into a subscription because some of those banks are crazy expensive. So yeah, till next time.